Hi, I'm Will.
Hi, I'm Kate from Venture to Rome.
On this trip, we are doing something very different for us.
On our last episode, we traveled to the Alvord Desert in our rented camper van. We saw an amazing wasteland, the impressive Steens Mountains, and we got some serious drive time in with some great friends. Now in this second part of our journey, we're taking a route through Central Oregon. We're seeking to explore the in-between parts of the state using a different style of overlanding that honestly we aren't sure if we will like. But with good friends and fun for the kids along the way, it is definitely a bet worth taking.
So we're here at the Round Barn. It was built by Pete French, who was a cattle king out here in this part of Oregon. And it was Hugh Glenn and Pete French were in business together, and they had all this land and all these cattle. And this round barn was built to help the ranch hands and the cowboys tame their horses. And so we're gonna go take a look at this round barn.
Pete French was a landowner. He was shot in the back of the head because he took more than he gave. He did build a round barn for training horses, and when you get on the inside, beautiful juniper posts hold the structure in place. And that structure is still standing since the 1800s. I think his legacy isn't what he thought it might be. And on our visit, we found a beautiful great horned owl in the center. We couldn't help but wonder if the spirit of Pete lives in that owl, still watching over his land. We continued our trek in between, seeing the Strawberry Mountains in the distance, working toward the Malheur Forest, and along the way we witnessed the terrain change and the temperatures drop.
Is that the best and most refreshing shower you've ever taken?
Most refreshing. I feel the most real with the earth.
Yeah.
You get in the van and warm up.
That night was spent next to not quite melted snowdrifts at an elevation of around 5,500 feet. We braved the cold, had a great meal, and shared stories and caught up over the fire.
No one wants to camp in the Malheur National Forest right now. It's cold. I'm the only person out. No one else really wants to even want to leave the vehicle because it's so cold this morning. But I'll tell you what, this is the nice thing about the van. The van has a diesel heater built into it, and we could turn on the van and be warm at night, which is a totally different experience for us versus the Jeep. We also are super discombobulated. Like, our Jeep is like, it's just dialed in terms of like setting up camp. Here it's like we have to take everything out of the van to wherever it is, set everything up. On road, the van drives pretty great. It's got that long wheel bed, it's a dually in the back, so it's just super comfortable ride, even with this kind of massive van that we're driving. So for an on-road trip, it's way more comfortable than the Jeep. Anyway, we're going to go into John Day today and into the Painted Hills area. That'll be really interesting. Haven't seen it before. Hopefully we'll have some fun hikes with the kids, and then we'll camp right around there tonight. So this will be fun. We're gonna get up, we're gonna warm up, hopefully. Maybe we'll just get in the car and drive, who knows? And we're gonna have some more adventure, so stay tuned.
We had a hearty breakfast in John Day, and then from there we hit the road and decided mid-drive to stop at one of the oldest continuously operating general stores in all of Oregon and picked up a souvenir. We watched the terrain change even more as we made our way into the Sheep's Rock Monument part of the Painted Hills area to take an easy hike with the kids.
We're about to head up an Island in Time trail. No idea what's up there. We think there's fossils and maybe some cool dirt stuff, so we'll go see and see how it looks.
There were replicas of fossils found all along the walk, which definitely helped keep the kids interested. And truly, we were by ourselves. There was no one else along the hike with us, and we could just take it all in. So we just did a hike in the Painted Hills, and it is spectacular. It's otherworldly. It's this amazing juxtaposition of sagebrush and a few trees here and there, and then this white and green sediment that's eroding, and it looks otherworldly. It's like you're in a version of Star Wars. It was a great hike, and I'm so glad we stopped.
here we are at the Painted Hills in Oregon. It's just gorgeous. It is like someone has painted it, and it's from the sediment that's happened over the years. However, because it's the end of the day, it's the most beautiful time to be here, but we're also the most tired. So it's hard to enjoy it. I don't want to go on a hike. I just want to sit, take a few pictures, enjoy it, remember it, and go sit up camp and talk about it around the campfire. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is Overland X's recipe for chimichurri. We're gonna make it for Beth's birthday tomorrow. She doesn't know I'm putting it together. She thinks I'm creating some kind of green cleanse or something over here. So I'm like secretly mixing in all the ingredients. It's oil, red wine vinegar, parsley, some super special spices that Overland X puts together, and it is so amazing. We're gonna let it sit all day for the rest of the night and all day tomorrow, and by the time we take it out, it will be magically delicious.
The next morning, we woke up early because we had a lot of ground to cover and some adventures in store for the kids. It's one thing to see fossils and another to actually dig and discover them for yourself. Part of long road trips is letting the kids have their own space to be challenged and have time to just get dirty, get involved in the adventure on their own terms.
So we are here in the town of Shaniko. Anyway, it's a ghost town. It's more of an old town than a ghost town. There's still people here, but it's a neat old western town. You can kind of see how the town was laid out. There's a museum, there's a saloon. We ran into some pretty great characters around town. One of them carrying a 6-shooter, which is really neat, kind of told us some history about the place. And apparently this was the end of the railroad line. And it was a really important part of Oregon's development. And it's really, really neat that there's still some remnants of this town standing. So when you come to Shaniko, make sure you visit the museum, put a few dollars in the museum donation pot, and have a look around. It's got a lot of character. It's a really fun place.
And last, we had a lot of wind, but it blew us into our final destination for the trip. We went off-road to find the most beautiful campsite in a bend in the Deschuttes River, where we would celebrate the beauty of our trip and celebrate our beautiful friend's birthday.
We're making salmon for our good friend, our dear friend, Beth's birthday. We're making chimichurri salmon on the grill. Got some Lowry's seasoned salt. You can't go wrong. It just makes everything just a little bit better. So I bought a griddle off of Amazon. It's just a round griddle. It's two-sided, so one side has like the grill lines and the other side is flat for pancakes. And it goes really well on my jet boil. So I like to use it for steak or fish or pancakes in the morning. It works really well for both.
We have this small batch artisanal bread made by a friend of the family. We're gonna serve that with Overland X's chimichurri recipe. It just makes it, gives it that flavor with the parsley and the little spice with the chili flakes. We're gonna serve that with the salmon, and we're gonna slice up this bread, put some butter on it, and heat it up, and have some broccoli that's been cooked in chicken bouillon. Thank you, Beth, for having a birthday so we can do this. What do you think?
So good. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10!
10 out of 10.
Catherine, 10 out of 10!
10 out of 10. Hey!
Jake, 10 out of 10, or is it, are you gonna go lower than 10 out of 10?
Oh no, I'm 10 out of 10.
Okay. Smart man.
Here we are, celebrating Beth's birthday, eating salmon and broccoli and bread, listening to Justin Bieber. I don't know what else could be, I don't know what could be better than this.
Two.
No pressure.
3.
The second part of our trip was really all about celebrating the beauty of the in-between, about trying new things and being open to the unexpected. Until now, we've been all in on the Jeep life and taken pride in the off-road adventures and getting far, far off-grid. But this trip, which was almost entirely on pavement with the comforts of a camper van, was equally enjoyable and still fulfilled the wanderlust we crave. We learned that while we love to experience the fringe, going far beyond the edge of civilization to paths not yet taken, when you're with good friends, have an open mind, and look for adventure wherever you may go, just being in between the grid is fulfilling. It's about the mindset, the spirit, the love of the possibility, not about the rig. Although the rig is pretty fun too.
End scene.
End scene.